Okay. Hey, Paul.
Hello, Daniel.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, one moment. Something I have to adjust. Just one moment. It's okay. Okay, we can start right now.
Okay.
I think everything should be ready. We are on Instagram, YouTube. Okay, let's get started. Paul, could you please introduce us, please?
Hello, everybody. My name is Paul, and here is Daniel, my business partner, and we are together partners of Prestige Global Properties. And our mission is to provide our clients an access to the investments, safe investments and opportunities in North Cyprus and Cambodia. As a business partners, we are aiming to provide the service from A to Z, which means we are going there, we are see the product, we are meeting the developers, we are securing the deal, then we are checking the possibilities and safety of the purchase with independent solicitors, and then we are presenting this to our investors. So the transaction is very safe and very transparent. Apart from the investment in properties, we also have a possibility to open bank accounts, independent bank accounts in both countries, and we also can buy the properties via the crypto. That's the summary of our services. I will be speaking about the Cambodia, about North Cyprus. I will give you the background and how can you buy the properties, what are the taxes related, what is the legal procedure to buy the properties, and my business partner Daniel will take over and introduce the South Asian market, Cambodia, which is a little bit further, but also the promising market with real estate, banking system, etc. So he will guide you through this process from start to the end.
Okay, would you like me to move on with the slides
Yes,
at the moment?
please move on. I will start with the Cyprus.
Okay.
I will start with the Cyprus and why we have chosen those two destinations. I will concentrate, as I said, on Cyprus, on North Cyprus. Me and Daniel, we have been in North Cyprus approximately 2 years ago, and for ourselves, it is very, very promising market with the real estate and dynamic growth of the properties. Also very touristic place with the approximately 300 sunny days per year, nice pristine beaches, and also the historic attractions. The other thing is also the prices are not that high. They are lower than in the rest part of the Europe, for example, Portugal or Spain, or even south of the Cyprus, because we have South Cyprus, and North Cyprus seems to be cheaper than the South Cyprus. The next thing, which actually is very important, and it what I can say, it for myself, it blows my mind, is safety in this country. So for example, people are going for a lunch or going to the bank without any problems. They are just leaving the cars open, the premises open, and they are just don't care, let's put it that way, but they are not afraid to do so. So, and on the other hand, you feel that you are in a safe place. That's the this is also the important thing compared to for example, Europe or here in the UK. Also, I would like to mention that for many retiring people who would like to move to the Cyprus, there are some tax exemptions and for foreign pensions, for example. So this is the wealth help. Can I have next slide, please?
Okay, no problem.
The next positive thing about North Cyprus is the banking system. What I mean is for the foreigner or for the non-resident person, I can, and we did actually, we have opened a bank account in one of the banks in the North Cyprus as a foreigner, and this is providing without any CRS system, which means it is outside the European system. Apart from this, they are also the natural beauty and culture things like landscapes, beautiful beaches, etc., etc. I would like to also mention and point out the education and healthcare. Education, which are universities, and those universities, for example, the diplomas for those universities are recognized in Europe and also worldwide. So this is very, very positive thing. With the healthcare and hospitals, with the public care, there is a public care, plus our developers, which we are cooperating, they are also building, apart from the development studios and villas, they are also helping the country to build the public care like hospitals, which will be developed in the very, very near future, like 2 or 3 years. So basically, in a summary, summarizing all of that, North Cyprus is a combination of the investments like low prices, high returns, and climate, nice landscape, beautiful beaches, also the healthcare, public healthcare, and the country is developing and is trying to be or will be, as I have read in some articles, they would like to be second to Dubai. That's the prediction for next good couple of years. Next, please. Let me concentrate and let me talk through the now regulations and how can you purchase the property in North Cyprus via our service. We are working with developers, well-known developers in North Cyprus, and regulations are the foreigner. We are I'm speaking about the person who is non-resident. The non-resident can purchase 3 apartments at once. The law has changed during this year, and the government allowed the foreigners, non-residents, by the 3 apartments maximum. This is one of the conditions. The condition number 2 is we can purchase a building plot with an area at least 1,338 square meters for the construction of the single residential house. So, for example, if you have the single residential house, the plot must be at least that amount, 1,338 square meters. The number 3 is you can purchase the detached house on a plot which is up to 3,300 square meters, but without a possibility for adding other buildings. So in other words, you have a plot, you are building the detached house, but you can't build anything else. Number 4, you can buy two-level villas within a residential complex. In other words, this means that if you are having or if you are buying a villa, the maximum level of the floors is 2. So you can't build it up to 2 floors. Going forward, if you decided to buy a property, the process of the buying property with our developers is as follows. First of all, if you decided for a certain property, you are paying a deposit. The deposit is roughly between 3 to 5,000 pounds, and this secures this property. And then, if you go ahead with the purchase, this deposit, I must say, it's not refundable. But if you go ahead, you have to sign an agreement, legal agreement not with us, but with the developer. So we can only help you and guide you how to do this the best way possible and the safest way possible via the independent solicitors, because we are working with a couple independent solicitors, and their role is to check if there are no misunderstandings or if this transaction is safe, and there are no some kind of legal problems, etc., etc. So this is checked carefully by independent solicitors. So after signing the legal agreement with the developer, there is the legal obligation to register this agreement in the council, and this procedure allows you to, in the future, you can receive the title deed. This process usually takes between 6 to 12 months, and after this period, you are an owner of the land, the property, everything is on your name, and then you have to pay a little bit taxes. I will just guide you through the taxes in the next step. When you receive the title deed, you can apply for the resident permit, which allows you to be a resident, and then if you want, you can apply for the passport of the North Cyprus if you want. Next page. The title deeds. There are 3 major title deeds, which is this pre-1974 historical title deeds, which are at the moment the safest, and most of the developers are using those title deeds. They are exchange title deeds compensation for pre-1974 land. This is also historical one, but this is moderate risk, and they are lease and other things like trustees, etc. But this is a little bit more complicated, so I will not be talking about this one. Let's move on to the financial options. How can you finance if you decide to buy the property? How can you finance it, and what are your obligations in these procedures? So, as I mentioned, if you decide to buy any property from our developers, the first step is to pay a deposit. As I said, it's 3,000 to 5,000 sterlings, to 5,000 pounds, and then you have to pay upon the signing the contract between roughly 30 to 40% of the value of the property. So, for example, if the property is for 100,000, the deposit is between 30 to 40,000 pounds. The developers usually do have interest-free plans. That means if this property will be ready let's say 2027 or 2028, the remaining balance, the remaining installments are interest free, so you are not paying any interest whatsoever on this amount. The other possibility is also to buy the property via crypto. You can buy it in a stable coin, or you can buy it via Bitcoin or Ethereum with exchange this one for sterling. The developer can also arrange that. It is also a possibility. The remaining balance, 60 or 70%, is paid, as I said, via the interest-free installments. And some developers offer also an up to 10 years payment plans to depending of the development. This is the thing. The other thing is also, if, for example, there is the project ending 2028, we can discuss with the developer for the grace period, which is 3 to 6 months after the finishing the project. So, as an example, if the project is ending, let's say January 2028, we can ask the developer to extend our payments plus 3 months or plus 6 months. Next page.
Okay. Let's go next page. There you go. Return.
We have Roy, but what I would also like to mention in this payment plans and purchasing, usually or many developers offer also that you can resell the property. So, for example, if you are buying the property and you decide, oh, this is not for me, or I have a better offer or something like that, after paying 50% amount of the property, you can withdraw from the contract, you can sell the property. That's the condition for the selling the property. Moving on to the returns on investment, we have two different options basically, because we can do as a short term like Airbnb, which allows us to earn between 8 to 12% per year. Or the long term, yes, for the a little bit less, 5 to 7%. The main season or the high season in North Cyprus is between May and October. That's the peak season, and that's majority of the properties are rented. Without renting either with the short term and long term, the developers usually offer the service for the customer. So we can actually ask developer to do it for us. So this is hands-free. We just pay a little bit fee for developer for the service, but this is hands-free service accommodation. During moving on to the construction side, if we are buying with the off-plan project, because we have to, I have to mention that off-plan projects, which are ending in next couple of years, are the most profitable projects. The price increase varies between 30 to 50% of the value. So, for example, if we're buying today, at the end of the project, 28 or 27, depending of the end of the project, we can value this up to 30 to 50% more than we have purchased it for. The appreciation in the key regions, as mentioned, it reaches up to 30% annually. Next page. Let's move on to the taxes and additional fees for purchasing, and what is whole process all about. Lawyer fees, as mentioned at the beginning, we are working, and also we recommend, no doubt about that, to have a solicitor with any stage of the process. This is the most important thing. Have a solicitor. If you don't want to use our, let's say, solicitors, you can check, you can research it, not a problem. But recommendable, must have solicitor. And the fee for the solicitor is roughly between 1,500 to 2,500. But here, the service is, I would say, all-inclusive service, because the solicitor is checking the contract, negotiating with the developer if something is missing, if there are some documents not correct, discussing with the council what, how, when. So this is the very important, or one of the most important person in here in this transaction. Stamp duty. The stamp duty is paid. It is 0.5% of the value of the property, which is paid to the tax office, and this is obligatory. We can't do anything about it, and this must be paid, and this is it. The other taxes are in two stages, because some taxes, let me put it that way, some taxes are paid at the beginning of the process of the buying the property, and some taxes are paid when you receive the title deed for the property, which usually takes at least 12 to 18 months for the property. So the payment rules for the first property is, we, as a buyer, we have to pay 6% upon registration, the agreement to the land registry. So if we have a signed contract with the developer, then we are registering the contract with the land registry office, and then we have to pay those 6% value of the property to the office, to the land registry office. The other 3%, which is in total 9%, the other 3% is paid at the end. So when you receive the title deed, then we have to pay 3%, remaining 3% of this tax. Next page. So the moving on, payment rules for the second and third property. For foreigners can buy, as I mentioned, 2 apartments or up to 2 villas, no higher than 2 floors in residential areas. And the taxes, the first 3% is paid. The first 3% of the tax is paid upon registration, and the other 6% is paid, as I mentioned, to the land registry when title deeds are received. Usually title deeds is received for within 12 months, but this is the council, so it can vary. It can vary, but in general, we have to wait for this document 12 months. The other important thing is that usually everything is done, as I said, via the solicitor. So it is 75 working days from the date of the purchase. This has to be the title deeds has to be the developer must divide within 75 days with separate title deeds. So, for example, if they are the studios or smaller apartments, this must be done within 75 working days. But as I said, this is done by the solicitors, and this is what basically client is paying for. So this is done strictly by the solicitor. Next page. Moving on for the applications fees, this is 0.5% of the minimum wage, which is 800 sterling. The Council of Ministers permit is issued within 12 to 24 months from the date of the application. Now, VAT, this is very important thing. VAT, we have to pay the VAT for the properties. Yes, this is obligatory, and we can't do anything about it. And this is 5% of the value of the property, but this can be negotiable, which means we can actually put it via the installments, so we can pay not at once, but we can pay via the installments. Transformer fee, which is called trafo. This amount is between 1,500 and 4,000, and it is strictly for connection your utilities, which is electricity and water meter. So electricity meter, water meter, this is the installation, and this is the amount for that installation. Meter and connection, it depends, it varies of the property. Roughly it is between starting from 500, and this is set up by the local council. It's like service charge for the property, and this is it. Next page. Moving on to the annual property tax. This is everything depends of the how big is the property, but roughly it is 0.10 cents per square meter. So it is not that much. Annual property tax is not that much. Maintenance fee also depends of the development, how development, but it's for example, for the studio, it's approximately £90 per month. And obviously there are other utility bills like water and electricity, depending of the usage, cleaning, waste disposal, etc., etc. Next page. Property tax. Let me just briefly show you the property rental tax. So, for example, if you are renting property and the rental price is set up in a different currency than Turkish lira, this is 13%. And if you have a rental agreement, rental price in Turkish lira, this is for residents. It is about 8%. If you are selling the property, there is also the tax when you are selling the property, but you are not paying the other taxes. Only you are paying one tax, which is for private person. It is around 2.5%. So this brief material, these figures have been prepared according to the May this year. So it's okay for the May 2025. Next. Now Cambodia. This is Daniel's part at the moment. So thank you very much for the presentation. This is it for me of the Northern Cyprus. If you have got any questions, I'm happy to answer after the Cambodia. I think we have some problems because Daniel has not got the microphone on.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I said.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm Daniel. I'm gonna talk about Cambodia and as a country and investment opportunity place as well. So this is a part of my webinar today. As you can see on the first page, we can see that Cambodia is treated at the moment as the one of the countries, Asian countries, and called as a economic tiger country. Officially, is the country is the Kingdom of the Cambodia and is located in the heart of the Southeast Asia. The country has a tragic, actually, history. As probably you know, it's the history. The country is actually marked by the genocidal regime of Khmer Rouge in the 1970s, where the many population has been killed at that time. So there is a problem now. Actually, maybe not a problem, but it's population actually it's quite young at the moment. So the average age for the people in this country is like a 26 and a half year. So what means that I think what makes this country good for the investment as well, the population is very young and strong and growing very quickly, where the economy is growing as well, and that makes this place very interesting for investment. Modern Cambodia. Why actually Cambodia is good for the investment as Cambodia is a country with a very dynamic economy, as I said a minute ago. Is the fastest growing country in the region. Of course, it's based on the tourism. Most people come over from Thailand, China, and Vietnam as well. But I think Thailand and at the moment China is the most is the number one country who people from China visiting this country. Next, the land has a lot of contrast actually. The capital city Phnom Penh. Me and Paul, we visited this place just a couple of weeks ago, just to see how it looks actually living in this country, and we've been really impressed actually how people live in that. So maybe not the country, maybe it's not for everyone. That's why we always suggest to go there and see how looks the life there. But you can see the people there and very happy. There's no one rush anywhere, and people most of them they're smiling, and they are warm people and very friendly, especially for foreigners. Real estate in this country actually looks quite good. There was a problem a couple years ago during the COVID-19, when the sale slowed down in this country. But in last 2-3 years, we see that the market is growing at the moment, and it start a lot of investments in Cambodia. It's not just the real estate; it's everything around. Like we have a new airport as well in Cambodia, in Phnom Penh, which was open actually 2 months ago. And it's a massive investment actually. So they built this airport in very short time, and looks amazing. You could see actually one of the pictures when we started our webinar, so you could see a picture from that airport. I just provided, that's my private photo, I made it. So real estate actually at the moment looks good. And what I'd like to tell you about real estate, I'd like to start with the type of the titles in Cambodia. First one, it's like is called as a strata title ownership, and it's most popular actually in this country. And I explain how it actually works. Since 2010, foreigners can acquire full 100% freehold ownership on individual units, apartments and offices. But the ownership doesn't include the land beneath the building. The land is reserved for Cambodian people, which everything from floor above, from floor 1 and above, is available for foreigners, but properties with the ground floor properties usually are reserved for people of Cambodia. I think there is the option to own the land, but I think it's a different procedure for that, and lawyers can probably set up some of the kind of the trust to do it. But that's the option, I think, which is possible to buy the land in Cambodia. Next title, which is quite popular, it's actually most the strongest form of the hard title, it's called the hard title. It means this title deed is registered in Minister of Land and fully transferable for the owner. And that gives the owner full rights full rights to have a title after the purchase, and is the strongest one. Next one is a soft title, which actually is like a kind of the contract, and usually it's the sign between the investor and people they want to buy maybe apart hotels. The investments usually they are the part of investment usually is in hotels, and the only contract you can sign, it's a soft title, which is the weaker actually protection for the investment and harder to finance in Cambodia. So personally, I wouldn't recommend this one, because as I said, you can a person who can buy this property can have issues maybe in the future if the law is gonna change. So definitely I wouldn't recommend this title deed. Other more complex methods for the foreigners available is lease, long-term leasehold. Actually, foreigners can lease land for up to 50 years, and there is always option to renew the contract. This contract is a quite secure option and does not grant ownership. Forming a company with a local partner, so if you that gives you foreigner option to establish the company, but there has to be someone local involved in this, as a Cambodian citizen, which should hold a 51% stake of the company sharehold. So that's the rule, and where you can legally purchase the land in Cambodia. This method also requires a high level of trust and a local partner and solid legal advice. Another option to is marriage with the citizenship in local person. So marrying a Cambodian citizen gives you grants for the full right to own land in Cambodia. So conclusion of that for the investor actually is the safest method when you invest money in Cambodia to any real estate. it's always, in my opinion, to try to get a hard title deed. Make sure you are the one owner and only owner. If you're looking for the properties only for investment and not just for living, the option is just also as good as a strata title, which this provides you full heritable ownership, and it's very transparent and legally regulated process to buy property there. Also, I'd like to mention about the banking system in Cambodia. That's very interesting. As Paul mentioned about the Cyprus banking system and options to open to set up account. Did you mention that, Paul, about the Cambodian banking system?
I was speaking.
Not Cambodian, Cyprus, North Cyprus. Did you mention about the North Cyprus banking system?
I have mentioned that you can open an account in North Cyprus as a non-resident and foreigner.
Okay, so it's very similar actually banking system, but I think in Cambodia it's much more modern system, very dynamic and very open for foreigners. What gives you that? It's like a banking system allows you to use and do any payments worldwide actually. The currency in Cambodia, the official currency is the Cambodian riel, but in practice there is a United States dollar as well. It's quite the dominant currency for business transactions, but me and Paul, we found out last time when we visited Cambodia, we found out the government tries to get Khmer's riel as a dominant and most important currency. That's so they want to just push away a little bit the United States dollar and keep us the number one, their own local currency. The structure of the system is overseen by the National Bank of Cambodia, which is called the NBC, and foreigners actually can open easily bank accounts in both. What is very interesting as well, you can set up your bank account in both currencies, USD and Khmer's riel. Which gives you actually two options for paying in transaction. The only requirements for the set up the bank accounts is a passport and valid visa for 6 months, and that's the minimum requirement to set up the bank account. Sometimes could be sometimes maybe a proof of residence can be required as well, but in our experience, for me and Paul, we didn't have any issues actually to set up our bank accounts in Cambodia. So as I said, it's very easy to do it actually. On the market in Cambodia, actually, there's a lot of international banks operates. Actually, on every street we've seen maybe every second, maybe third building actually was a bank around. So there are very reputable international banks operating in Cambodia. One of them, one of the biggest, I think it's a ABA bank, and this is the bank The National Bank of Canada operates there. I think it's the biggest bank after the NBC Cambodian Bank, National Bank. There are other players in this sector as well, like Bread Bank, Maybank from Malaysia, CIMB from Malaysia, and also there's another one bank, very interesting. It calls CCU. It's one of the biggest banks in Cambodia as well. What is quite interesting about a banking system in this country, this country is out of the common reporting standard system. So this is a good message actually for people. They're looking for more privacy, and people they want to diversify the finances, because Cambodia is not a part of the CRS, and they don't actually exchange any financial account informations between any tax authorities in other countries. So at the moment, Cambodia, we don't know what's going to happen maybe in the future, but probably for next 5-10 years, there's no plan. And Cambodia is going to join the common reporting standard. That is one of the thing actually what brings people to Cambodia as well. People who they're looking for some financial freedom. We know what's happened in Europe at the moment, how the our governments tightening rules about the taxation and financing in Europe, which they try to keep more informations about and keep under control actually, and keep more information about every European people in our European banking system. What is another worst thing? From next year, January 2026, it's gonna be a new directive implemented actually in next year, which it's called DAC 8. If I hope I didn't make a mistake about that, which gives tax offices actually and financial authority is possibilities to actually get all reports actually from all the financial institutions, whatever is a bank or and any other pre-banking providers. They're gonna just implement and exchange all informations about account owners and any transaction they already did. So they will be following all these informations for all accounts and how the taxes are paid, and when all these people tax residency is. So Cambodia gives people opportunity actually to be out of the system. What is interesting about the banking system there is Cambodia is the one actually country. I don't know another country. They have own banking system which calls Bakong. It's very interesting and very easy to actually use it. It's the central system in Cambodia, which gives people financial network using QR codes. So everyone who wants to make any transaction, whatever is, if we go for a meal, to restaurant or street food, if we take any taxi, we can just make a payment in very quick way, using just a QR code, where every provider, where every person who is running business is provided with their own QR code in the system. So this is what makes this system very special, and very easy to use it. I forgot to mention, then it's all payments actually, they go through real time, so it just takes seconds to make a transaction, and the person actually can see on his mobile phone in app how this transaction was just we paid, for example, for any service we've been provided. It takes just a couple of seconds, and the person can see all paid money on his bank account. Next step is the taxation in Cambodia. Cambodia's tax system actually is very liberal, especially in regarding real estate. And I think for the property transfer tax is usually set 4%. This is what we have to pay when we buy the property in Cambodia. Also, there are there is a fee for the solicitor when we try to sign the contract for the real property we buying, and can be cost around between $2,000 and $500, I think, and that's the price at the moment in Cambodia. And there is also tax, which is like for the tax paid annually for the property, but it's 0.1% per year. So it's very low cost for people who they buy the properties, but of course, all depends depends of the value of the property. If the property exceeding approximately 25,000 USD dollars, or not exceeding that, we don't have to pay that. After $25,000, we have to pay the tax of the just above this tax-free amount of money, which is $25,000. Rental income tax. There is actually a rental income tax, but as I said, Cambodia is quite liberal, and people don't pay actually capital gain tax. The rule, of course, there is a tax for the resident, which is 10% of rental income. But if it's like if we buying the properties as investors, as our private properties, in my knowledge, people don't pay any capital gain tax or that. I suppose if probably there will be like property is gonna be all properties bought as a maybe for the companies, tax probably will, and we were talking probably about millions in investments. Definitely, probably they will have to pay tax of that. So in summary, actually, Cambodia offers very low taxes and is very friendly for foreigners. They always welcome foreigners, therefore, and because they know they will bring some money, and we want to invest in this emerging market, such like it's a Cambodia. So they know that they need actually the foreign capital of that to make this place better and better for life and better for investments. This is a small photo gallery from my private my private photos I was taken in Cambodia in our last trip. As you see, it's very beautiful country, very interesting to see and spend time. Of course, I think, as I said at the beginning on my presentation, the best way to find out if there are something interesting for people they want to invest actually in this country is visit this country, spend a little bit time with locals, because of course Asia is a different and people are this is a different culture, same like we are Europeans, European people. We are a different culture for them, so we need to know how to behave this. So not everyone can be happy because lifestyle is different as well. It's everything is running slow, everyone is kind, for no one is shouting on to any other person. So it's very everyone is actually polite for each other usually. So it's a different culture to for the people they have to face with Cambodians and they coming from other places of the world. At the end of my presentation, actually, as you can see, this is our contact details. If you'd like to get more information or private consultations, just don't hesitate to give us a shout and make appointment with us. We are happy to help you. There is no any fees we take of that because we get money from our developers, so we don't charge any people for any consultation and help to buy properties in northern Cyprus or whatever is Cambodia, and just let us know, and we will try to help you just invest in two lovely emerging markets like northern Cyprus and Cambodia. Would you like to add something, Paul?
Yes, I would like to add something. Well, fantastic presentation, very well done with plenty of the information. So what I would like to say is, if any of you would like to have a consultation with me as an expert of North Cyprus, or Daniel, he's an expert of the Cambodian market. The contact details were on the previous slide, but also I would like to mention that we are organizing the trips to North Cyprus to see the properties, to see the developments, to meet the developers. The same as for Cambodia, but Cambodia is a little bit further. So if any of you would be interested to have a trip to Cambodia, we have to obviously organize it accordingly, and a little bit we need a little bit more time to organize it.
Yeah,
So
you
that's
know
it
what?
from me, and if you have got any
There
questions,
is something else I'd like to mention, actually, because I forgot it. I forgot to mention about, as you said, about an offer in Cyprus. Then there's a possibility to buy properties, paying with cryptocurrency. It's exactly the same situation in Cambodia. Cambodia is quite open for digital asset. If you want to pay for your property, new property you're gonna buy, you can use even cryptocurrency. It's a USDT where you can pay for your property. Another thing is it's quite friendly. I think country for, of course, it's changed because a couple years ago so there was issue. Then the government was a little bit against the cryptocurrency assets, but situation I think it changed at the moment on the market, and it's okay and easy to exchange also cryptocurrencies, and you can pay in your money after exchange into your account. So that's another thing. uh, that's why what I said at the beginning, then someone who wants and looking for some financial diversity and some kind of the financial freedom as well. Someone who doesn't want to be under control by the um, tax legislations in Europe, and or maybe thinking to move into Cambodia or northern Cyprus. It's I think the best choice to do it.
Okay, so that's it from us. The contact details will be below this presentation, and if you have got any questions, just write to us. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Paul, for you. Thank you, Paul, for your part of the
Nawzajem.
presentation. It was really good. Really, I really enjoyed it. A lots of good, a lots of and massive good information about investing in Northern Cyprus. So thanks for that, and hopefully next time we will again meet up and try to again explain people how to invest in other countries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.